Mary Richards. It's so wonderful to be here with you today. How are you?
I'm doing great, Lizzie Lasater. How are you?
Mm, I'm good. Welcome, everyone, to another Somatic Self Care podcast episode. Today is an interlude. We have been discussing the book, The Body Keeps the Score, and alternating those episodes with an episode where we do some somatic self care. And Mary is such a delight as our guide, as our collaborator, because she has so many things to offer, so many tricks up her sleeve. Today, what she has planned is an audio only guided meditation, chakra meditation. Very much looking forward to that, Mary. What's the big idea today?
Well, so those of us that are familiar with, the more esoteric practices of yoga and other mind-body practices like, Tai Chi and the like, we are perhaps familiar with the idea of the chakras, which are essentially, these vortices of energy that correspond to different aspects of our beingness, from our anatomy. For instance, the sacral chakra, which is known as Svadhisthana, corresponds with, the sacrum, the pelvis, right? So these different chakras correspond with different aspects of our being, from our anatomy to the energies, the subtle energies of the cosmos, if you will, that enliven these different aspects of beingness. And one of the things that we've been discussing as we work through Body Keeps the Score is we've been discussing how it's really a necessity in life to become somatically attuned. That one of the most empowering things that we can do for ourselves is to tune in to the felt senses and the energetic vibrations that are alive in us in the present moment. And so we can use chakras, which, whether you believe in them or not, doesn't really matter, because we can use them as a framework for sensing into ourselves in an energetically aware, open-minded way. Does that make sense, Lizzie?
I love that. Yes, absolutely. What physical position would you like us to be in today?
Well, really, it's your preference. So if you'd like to, lie down, that's fine. But this is something you can really do anywhere at any time. So if you're comfortable in a seated position, that works as well.
All right, let's get started.
I'll tell you, you could do this in your car as long as you're not actively driving it. Okay. So let's not practice this while riding a bike or operating heavy machinery.
All right, let's get started.
Okay. So I'm seated. So if you'll bear with me, I'm just going to talk you through what I like in a seated posture. So I'd like you to adjust yourself so that you're sitting toward the front edge of your sitting bones. So think about rolling your pelvis over and around the heads of your thigh bones so that you enliven the S curves of your spine. And you're looking for a feeling of balanced relationship between the root of your body and the crown of your head. And the way that I like to examine this relationship within myself is I like to sense my inner spaces, the space within my pelvis, within my belly, within the chest, the throat, and the head, These orbs of space within us are balanced in a stack like cairn stones marking a trail in the woods. So maybe your eyes have drifted closed by now, and I'd like you to direct your vision into these inner spaces and just noticing how they're sitting with one another. And as you breathe into the skin of the back, allowing your body to shift until you feel that quiet emptiness inside. Inhaling into the skin of the back body, feeling the skin stretching gently across the back ribs. Exhaling through the front body. Feeling the skin of the back soften. The body breathing itself. Slowly, gently, inhaling until you feel the skin softly stretching. Exhaling and the skin relaxes, slackens. And direct your attention now to the root of the body, the area that corresponds to the pelvic floor. And visualizing now a warm, radiant, deep red orb of energy spinning in a counterclockwise direction within, around the pelvic floor. Known as Muladhara, this is the root chakra region. A warm, glowing, radiant, deep red orb of energy spinning in a counterclockwise direction. Directing your attention to the sensations at the root of the body. And this warm, radiant energy spinning around and through the root of the body flows up inward and outward into the pelvic region, around the pelvic region, and there in a terracotta glow is another orb of energy, this time spinning in a clockwise direction. This terracotta, earthy orange orb of energy spinning around and through the pelvis and the sacrum in a clockwise direction. Noticing the sensations that accompany this clockwise vibration. The warmth flowing up into the belly space, into the space around and within the viscera, the diaphragm. A warm, radiant, golden, glowing orb of energy spinning in a counterclockwise direction in and through the belly space, warming the diaphragm, nourishing the organs of the belly as it spins with this warm, radiant, golden white glow in a counterclockwise direction. the body breathing itself. And the vibrations traveling up through the diaphragm, through the lungs, the aortic arch, the pulmonary trunk, the heart, spinning in and around and through the heart and the lungs, the fullness of the chest cavity, this gorgeous silvery green light spinning in a clockwise direction in Anahata, the heart chakra. The heart infused with this nourishing energy of presence, of safety, spinning in a clockwise direction. The massaging vibration of the energy flowing up into the space of the throat, the channel of the throat, and there in Vishuddha, yet another warm, radiant orb of energy, this time in a beautiful cerulean blue, spinning in a counterclockwise direction. All of the tension, any constriction in the throat, any strain in your inner voice and wisdom, softening as the counterclockwise spinning gently releases any obstacles in your communication with yourself. The energy flowing up into the mouth, into the eyes, the nose, the ears, the sinus cavities, into the space of the head, into the space behind the forehead, into Ajna, the third eye. The divine eye that sees us not only as a body with periphery, as a being with personality, but as ourselves, as an energetic force expanding beyond the boundaries of body, mind, personality. And a gorgeous amethyst light, a warm, radiant amethyst orb of energy spinning in and around the skull and the brain in a clockwise direction, softening the brain, releasing us from the stickiness of our thoughts and beliefs, and allowing us to reside in the knowing of our being, of our own true radiant nature. And this vibration then dissipates and disperses through the scalp into the space above and around us, into this glorious rainbow of color and light and warmth, swirling in a counterclockwise direction over and above us and through us, through the crown of the head, Sahasrara, our divine crown of existence, of divinity, spinning in a counterclockwise direction, bathing ourselves all around us, all within us, in a rainbow of warm, radiant light. Feeling the entirety of yourself, of your bodyfulness and mindfulness, vibrating and tingling with the energy of the life force, of which you are the source. Noticing the flow of blood in your veins. Noticing the lub-dub of the heart. Noticing the so-hum of exhalation and inhalation. The graceful swan of the breath gliding through the bloodstream, nourishing each and every cell of your being, and sending that nourishment through you into the space around you. Your entire being now surrounded in a golden white eggshell of love and light. And you're warm and safe and relaxed. Without losing this sense of feeling safe and nourished and relaxed. Inhaling the breath slowly, steadily, and deeply, and then exhaling and letting everything go. And do this again. Inhaling the breath slowly, steadily, and completely, filling yourself with breath, and then letting it go. Without losing this connection to your inner energy, to your inner vibrations. Slowly open the eyes and blink several times.
That was delicious, Mary.
What did you enjoy about it, Lizzie?
The soothing quality of your voice, the imagery, the interoception was so easy to find, to feel those points as they moved up. And then thoughts came in, but the thoughts flowed away as I returned to the real-time imagining of those chakra points and the energy movement. And I began to sway a little bit in my seated posture in the most pleasant way of feeling that pulse, that so hum.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for sharing that.
All
I
right.
found myself when I was talking us through, and I do this often when I teach, and folks have commented to me over many decades about this thing that I do. I find myself swaying and rocking gently. So I really enjoyed hearing that.
Yeah. All right, Mary, remind everyone where they can find more from you online.
Okay, you can find me at Yoga with Mary Richards across the board. Website, Insta, Facebook, all that jazz.
So good. Okay. And I'm at lizzie.yoga, Lizzie.yoga. Thank you for being here. We believe in your wellness. And as Mama likes to say, a rising tide floats all boats. So please don't imagine that this somatic self-care work you're engaged with is selfish or is just about you. As we've been learning with Mary and with Dr. Vanderkolk, the social engagement system is so integral to our human experience. So the more we are able to self-regulate, the more we're able to be in connection with those around us.
Hear, hear.
All right. We will see you. We will hear you. We will move and breathe and be with you next time. Thank you so much, Mary.
Thank you, Lizzie.